Ever since this health crisis has started 2 years ago and is gradually going away in some parts of the world by magic, it appears other um, clusters breaking out. Shanghai, China. I shall get to that in a moment. And the mass media and the narrative have been following what the government's doing. They've been lying to us, fear mongering people, and misleading people in general into something in the end is not that you should say such a miracle which will save society. It will bring us to normality. And obviously, they're saying, it didn't work. Now we have to come out with another one. And then afterwards, they'll use other seasonal viruses in the autumn as an excuse, passing that as the new, you know what, which Bill Gates has been boasting about. This can be a new pandemic on the horizon. Yeah, the common cold, mate. Elon Musk. Since Sarah bought Twitter, 3 days afterwards, the Biden government has established a commission inside the Homeland Security Joint, which is a federal agency in America. Basically, it's like a CIA, FBI, basically Homeland Terrorism and all that stuff. It's a commission to seek out and monitor false information, misleading stuff. Practically, anyone who criticises any members of the Democratic Party or Biden himself will be censored. What does that sound like to you? The Ministry of Truth? They must cancel, which was reality, and change it to the narrative which Big Brother is following in that moment. It's the same thing. There will be more censorship on social media. They'll be clamping down on independent journalism. And I believe there is a few laws in various countries, and they want to push through secretly. And yes, talking about Big Brother, Ozzy Cossack, yes, I do follow him. He's a great bloke. In his main streaming, and was stopped by the Australian old Bill, where he lives. I think, don't remember what city it was in Australia. Stop him for a traffic violation and violating all the lockdown measures which they dished out, draconian stuff, really, basically. And they this chief head police was called into court to testify, give his own version of the facts, which came out, and he was cross-examined by a legal representative of Ozzy Cossack. He said, I was following defendants on social media from a SWAT tactical van, and they have been monitoring these so-called freedom movements since the lockdowns began. As soon as freedom movements started really protesting normal people, basically who's in power is Australian Liberal Party, and they introduced the most draconian lockdowns for public health issue never seen so far in the Western civilized world, let alone China. It goes to show that been persecuted people believe in freedom, normal people, not so-called dissidents or activists or some political party. People gather together in one freedom movement protest against the government. That is very scary, and I believe so that could be a situation in each country. I've mentioned a few situations around the world and even in Italy as well. Certain dissidents which the state do not appreciate because they don't follow their narrative. Shanghai, China, we've been seeing people put in lockdowns, practically barricading their houses, let the starve to death. It seems that it emerged these called forced lockdowns in mass is to test the stress level of the population, how much they can cope with before they break or they rebel. So it could be the dress rehearsals of something on a more global scale. This is best to keep an eye on, because don't think we're safe in the Western countries from this. We are at risk how politicians and leaders behave like cupcake pussies.